YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on the Blademaster balance mod for Rome 2. And he has sent me a replay that he wanted me to show off to you all, just to kind of show you maybe some of the changes that were made to the nomads. And so he's got Royal, or the Roxolani here, actually, it looks like. Or maybe it's Royal Scythia. I sometimes get them confused. We'll check it out. Anyway, I wanted to grab his email real quick and just make sure. Let's see. So he says, Elite Horse Archers now have an extra 5 ammunition. So it makes them a little bit less hard to play with, was what it was. But Elite Spears supposedly have a lot more javelins than in vanilla, so that's kind of some of the balances. Anyway, let's see how these guys play out in the replay here. And he is playing as, I want to say that's Roxolani. No, it's it's Royal Scythia. Is it Scythia? Royal. Ha, man, I'm so stupid. We'll figure it out after the replay. I don't know why I'm blanking out on the factions right now. Anyway, Blademaster's playing as, I think it's, man, hang on, so you got, this is driving me crazy. You got the Masegate, Roxolani, and I think it's Royal, yeah, Royal Scythia or something like that, Scythian Royal Horse. I don't, yeah, anyway, we'll figure it out in a minute. So he's got Scythian Amazonian riders, there's 3 of them, and he said the elite horse archers have more ammo, so let's look here for ammunition 20 on the noble horse archers, and then ammunition 15. Yeah, okay. So that's a pretty straightforward difference. You get more for paying more, plus you get the extra melee. I like that. I think it's a fair change. He's got some Scythian Royal Horse here, which do have Draco, and then he's combining them with Steppe Noble Lancers and a Steppe Armored Lancer. Here in the center, Steppe Noble Lancer, Scythian Royal Horse. So there's a Scythian Royal Horse supporting each basically grouping of Lancers, so that they can take away the Draco is going to take away the bonus versus large of both infantry and cavalry. Well, it's going to reduce it, take it away if it's small enough. So the Amazonian riders are going to move up. The Roman player has taken a very challenging position to defeat, which is they're getting multiple lines with javelins behind main lines. So again, you can see almost everywhere the Roman with multiple lines. They are spread kind of thin, which could leave them vulnerable to Lancer charges. Amazonian's doing a good job baiting some shots out here. Let's see, the replay is pretty long. It says it's 25 minutes down here. I won't make you watch all of this opening skirmish phase, 'cause it's pretty obvious the Nomad player has to kind of come in, be patient, try and get some kills. You can see Blademaster doing a good job baiting volleys out of these Balearic Slingers and actually getting a few kills on them, which is pretty impressive. Now, the Balearics, though, have plenty of ammo to play this game. However, if Blademaster gets them to spend a considerable amount of it on these units, then, you know, it's a fair trade, I guess, for the Amazonian riders, because then those Balearic Slingers can't fire at his horse archers that have more ammo. So Blademaster's going to kind of keep picking at Balearic Slingers here. He's killed 10 of them right there. Gets a really nice volley there. And gets away. So getting a few of the Balearic Slingers. Blademaster again just kind of staying right on the edge of their range. Just coming in and trying to get a shot and then to pull away. Just be a general nuisance with horse archers is the general gist. Looks like Blademaster kind of splitting up so that he can come in from multiple angles. The Roman player is very content to just take this little patch of forest and stay there. They don't want to relive Carré by getting out into open ground. I know these aren't Parthians, but this faction's still capable of inflicting the same type of pain. So the Scythian Amazonians getting around to the back, and they're going to start firing at some more important targets. There's some levies there, but they don't have the range to really keep the Amazonians too far away. So Blademaster now does have the entire army surrounded, but he's being rather patient, still just kind of picking away with the Amazonians, and it looks like the Roman player is kind of getting sick of the game and wasn't even firing volleys back. Tried it again right there and wasted another volley. So Blademaster's baiting a lot of ammunition out of those Balearic Slingers. He's doing a fairly good job so far. Again, levies he doesn't have to worry about. Balearic Slingers, yes. And if these, yep, these folks are going to start getting shots on the Triarii and veteran legionaries. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Blademaster kind of feinting with some cavalry. Does he? Oh, he's going to charge here. So, Noble Lancer's just going to lay this Hastati out to dry. Wow. That's like an Attila-esque type charge there. And then they're going to get away with relatively few losses here. Wasn't a whole lot of javelins that were available to the Romans. Step Armored Lancers coming in here in kind of an awkward charge, but they're going to be able to knock the Hastati down and then try to get back here, but Veteran Legionaries coming in, just trying to, looks like, sacrifice and get into the Balearic Slingers, but I mean, this unit is going to be as good as dead. 55 kills off that initial charge. The Noble Lancers coming back for more, and they are now supported by Scythian Royal Horse. That Hastati is going to be gone, but we are getting javelins from the levies. Oh, very nice use of the levies here by the Roman. 8 kills. Draco dropped on all these units here by the Scythian Royal Horse, but a lot of kills here on the Steppe Noble Lancers. They do have 100 kills of their own, but Roman player doing a pretty good job here. These Noble Lancers need to get away before... I don't know if these Veteran Legionaries get a second... Yep, they do. There comes the second volley. Scythian Royal Horse now going to hit the Veteran Legionaries. The levies coming in, so Blademaster's going to want to stay away from those levies. A charge over here by the Scythian Royal Horse. Draco dropped on the Triarii and the enemy cavalry. So the enemy cavalry would be less than effective, so Blademaster now comes in with Lancers to hit the Hastati. And another Royal Horse up here just to keep Draco going. Scythian Royal Horse causing a lot of damage. Rear charge by Scythian Amazonian Riders. That's going to do a morale impact to the levies for sure. It's hurting the Veteran Legionaries a little bit, but probably not enough to break them. I don't know if these Noble Lancers were actually here in the battle or not. Like, some of these units may have routed, and you may have a glitched replay. It's hard to say. Let's just kind of see what's happening. Blademaster taking some Roman units off the field. Soci Equite, a Hastati. There was another Hastati over here that was routed previously. Shots coming in from the Noble Horse Archers. The Scythian Royal Horse doing pretty well here. 85 kills already. Not bad at all. These two units I'm going to keep an eye on just to see whether they come back, because that may be a glitch right there. Sometimes replays will glitch out a little. So the Scythian Royal Horse into the Roman Legatus. The Romans not going to want that. They're going to want to get away from that. The Equites are going to get crushed by the Royal Horse, though. Yeah, the Royal Horse, though, now turning like it wants to get away. Let's see if they get any support from the Lancers. Let's see, some more Royal Horse. Yeah, these units are turned back towards the fight, so it looks like they are still there. Blademaster was just either forgetting about them or just waiting. Ooh, these Steppe Noble Lancers here do have a lot of kills, but they just took some nasty volleys from these levies. Those levies are paying dividends here for getting expensive cavalry weakened substantially with a very cheap unit. That is rough for Blademaster. He's going to charge forward, but there's Triarii here now too. Going to get a nice charge. He's going to kill a lot of levies here. Going to get a lot of kills on these Steppe Noble Lancers. Let's just see how this goes. Amazonian Riders kind of baiting some Hastati out here, making them waste a javelin volley. These Noble Horse Archers, though, took a javelin volley from the Saki Extraordinari. See, these Lancers getting a charge on the Triarii, but they are depleted. Depleted Lancer into Triarii here too. Probably going to see a Draco incoming from the Scythian Royal Horse, I would think. Unless they're just trying to get to the skirmishers, which that very well could be. Yep, Scythian Royal Horse just going through to the skirmishers. No Draco right now on the Triarii. So they are a very dangerous unit to the Scythians. The Scythians, though, are picking this Roman blob apart. Here comes another Royal Horse charge. All those nice ram horns smashing into the Veteran Legionaries. Wow, that was pretty cool, the Legionary pulling that guy off his horse. So, yeah, the Roman is taking some damage. Quite a few Roman troops left, though. This Hastati is going to get flattened out pretty... Well, it was just an Amazonian Rider, but the impact damage still happening. Amazonian Rider's able to use the impact to get through to the Balearic Slingers. Let's see, Draco is in effect over here right now on these spears. Let's see what Blademaster does. So, he's got some more Noble Horse Archers here firing away. I wish you could see how much ammo they had left, kind of like an Attila. Okay, here comes a Lancer charge into these Triarii who are not braced. Triarii are very heavy, very tanky infantry. This will damage them, but it's certainly not going to just drop them. They're not going to really get any kills on the Lancers. Here comes the Royal Horse. Let's see if they get a Draco off. If they do not, then this may not be what they want. They're already trying to pull out. They do get a Draco off there, though that's good. it'll help them pull out of that fight. But these veteran legionaries coming in, yeah, the Royal Horse is kind of pinned down there at the moment. Blademaster definitely running short on cavalry, though he does still have a noble horse archer and then two relatively full strength elite cavalry units out here. So a lot of Romans left, and they do have this forest helping some of their units, but let's see how these noble horse archers do in late game with their extra ammo. Blademaster looks like he's focusing on the Triarii. From the front, they're going to be a tough nut to crack. Just still doing nuisance charges over here with his depleted cavalry. This Royal Horse fought down to the last man, 124 kills, not too bad. Let's see, so Scythian Amazonian Riders still firing. Let's see what the Noble Horse Archers, they're going to go out here and attack these Balearic Slingers that the Roman forgot about. That's too bad for the Roman. Those guys could have been handy, but now they're just going to be dead. So, yep. Those guys are out. Balearic Slingers slaughtered. Noble Horse Archers actually have some pretty nice melee stats. Look at that, 60 melee attack, 34 damage. They carry a nice little sword, basically. Now, they don't have much defense. Their charge bonus is minimal. Good armor, decent health, good base morale. So their impact damage is going to be very nice because they're very heavy missile cavalry. Not even just heavy, they're very heavy. So they're going to impart a lot of impact damage. So the Romans kind of into a pentagon of sorts here, I guess, making the first CIA. Anyway, let's see what the Romans do here. Blademaster probably going to have to be patient and spend the rest of his ammo. He's targeting the Roman general, probably hoping to get a morale victory. Still some auxiliary Balearic Slingers in the middle of this Roman formation. That's going to be trouble for Blademaster. Looks like shots hitting these Hastati, maybe just trying to pick at enemies. Here comes a Lancer charge, and it's gonna connect with the Hastati. And let's see if the Lancers get away. They're taking a little bit of Balearic Slinger fire, which is rough, but the Hastati definitely getting trampled badly by that charge. Only 27 kills, so that Lancer's relatively fresh. 103 kills on this Noble Horse Archer. And they are hitting the general right now. A depleted Lancer coming in, trying to get to the Balearic Slingers and succeeding. Charging through the Triarii, but now it's routed. But I mean, even that distraction momentarily is going to allow these Horse Archers to get more kills. The Roman general is not dead because he just popped Rally. Don't know if he has Raised Banner or not. But Roman trying to use those abilities before they're gone, so let's see what happens. Yep, Horse Archer's forced to retreat by the Balearic Slingers. There's another Noble Horse Archer out here that I don't know if they have ammo or not. They do, because they still have their bows out. So still trying to get the Roman general. Not a bad choice. Or actually, no, they're going for Balearic Slingers. It depends on how much ammo the Balearic Slingers have left, whether or not that's a good choice to target. Because if they don't have a lot of ammo left, seeing if you could get some shots into the back of some of these infantry units might be handy, but the Balearic Slingers will have 25 ammo. That's a lot. So they likely do have a fair amount of ammo left. Real question is just whether Blademaster's got enough ammo left on his Noble Horse Archers to get the job done. And now he's going to take some fire from the Balearic Slingers. Fortunately, the armor on those Horse Archers is going to help considerably. Draco being dropped. Heavy horse charge coming in here, gonna smash the Triarii. Let's see what Blademaster does if he just pulls back and tries for the impact damage. Looks like that's what he's gonna do. So Blademaster just getting impact damage, trying to get away with minimal losses, maybe setting up a follow-up here for the Steppe Noble Lancers. They do have an attack order on these Triarii, who are lacking Draco at the minute. Let's hope these guys don't have javelins. They do not. That's gonna be a pretty solid Lancer charge there. But again, Triarii have such high health and armor, they may not get a lot of kills. Yeah, really not racking up many kills on the Steppe Noble Lancers. So this may have been premature here by Blademaster. Let's see what happens. He's definitely running out of troops, but the Roman general wavering, but now back. So Balearic Slinger's still alive. The general is still alive, and Blademaster is severely low on melee cav. The main component he has is a half-strength Scythian Royal Horse. He does have three Noble Horse Archers, which are going to be of some value, but this is a lot of Romans left to try and deal with this. He's under Balearic Slinger fire. I don't know if Blade's just going to go on a suicide charge here or what. Looks like he is, at least on this side. Let's see. Gets a decent charge, but again, just a horse archer unit, so their charge bonus not that big. Wonder what's going to happen if the Roman general dies. I can't think that that's really going to be enough to break Triarii. We'll see. Roman general is off the field, but I don't know if he's dead. General dead, yep. But I just don't think there's enough Scythia left to pull this off. There's so many Romans left. Odd why the Romans aren't using Testudo. I mean, I would be using Testudo. At this point, because there's no Lancer Cav to hit the Testudo. But yeah, I think this one's pretty much over for Blademaster. He's going to do the last few glory charges here. We'll see, though. He has some ammo left. He's picking away. I just don't think it's going to be enough to turn the tide here. But like I said, we'll find out. Noble Horse Archers firing away. Just blasting this veteran legionary. Depends on how many Romans these Horse Archers can kill, to be honest. Because if they can kill enough that that balance bar comes back a little, then this could potentially be winnable for Rome. Yeah, killing these Balearic Slingers will help that balance bar as well. These Balearic Slingers still supposedly have a little ammo left, but I mean, you'll notice the balance bar actually climbed back a little bit for Blademaster. Let's see what happens here. Still firing away with Noble Horse Archers. Here comes a charge from the Royal Horse. Gonna try and get in here and kill these Balearic Slingers. If they still had ammo, then this might be worth it for Blademaster. Any unit now that routes for the Romans too is gonna tilt that balance bar a little bit back for Blademaster. Ooh. Lots of rear shots now for the Noble Horse. Let's see what happens. Draco being dropped. Pretty good move there by Blademaster, especially if he's about to charge in his Horse Archers, which he is. Let's see if he's got enough to get this job done. It's going to be a close battle. These Triarii, though, those are going to be horribly difficult to rout. Unless he charges in from multiple sides. Draco still in effect. He's going to pull these Noble Horse Archers back. Again, depends on how much ammo he has left with these guys, if any. Still has ammo, I think. So, all the Noble Horse Archers still have fire orders. These Amazomian Riders even have fire orders too, so this Blade might have enough ammo to get this job done. Let's see what happens. 1 minute left on the battle timer. Romans taking a lot of fire here. If they lose this, every one of these Triarii that gets killed is a severe loss for Rome because they're the ones with the bonus versus large. So getting this guy off the field would be helpful. It's going into square though, but now it can't stay in square. I don't think it routes. This Triarii probably would have been better off in square because they get a morale boost. Yep. So now they're going to get the morale boost to the square. And they can't be outflanked. Looks like we got a flaming arrow, no, maybe a whistling arrow volley off at the last second. Oh, wow, look at this. The Roman infantry wavering. Only a few Scythians left. The Royal Horse Archers in here. Roman infantry wavering, flaming arrows coming in. Lots of Romans wavering, routing. Only 2 units left. Oh, it's over. Blademaster pulls it out. Are you kidding me? Wow, that was pretty cool. No way. I thought he had lost that for sure. Holy crap. So that's pretty cool. The extra armor on those Noble Horse Archers, that really makes that unit useful. So if you save it for late game, it becomes an extremely deadly unit. All of these ones picking up a lot of missile kills there in the late game and really helping to clutch it out. Very interesting change in the Blade balance mod there, allowing for the extra ammo on the Horse Archers. Well, on the Elite Horse Archers is certainly an interesting change. I like that. If you want to see more of the Blade balance mod, go check it out for yourself. I'll try and leave a link to it in the description. It is definitely a mod worth taking a look at. It just has some nice tweaks to the balancing of units in the game. It doesn't add units or do a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. It's just there to kind of rebalance the units in a way that the community has wanted but never really got from Creative Assembly. I think that it would be pretty fun whether you're using it for campaign or for multiplayer. Definitely good stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.